Utah governor's plea. Utah Governor Spencer Cox is asking Americans to turn down the political rage. 2 days after Charlie Kirk was shot dead on a college campus in his state, Cox urged, "We can choose a different path." According to the Wall Street Journal, Cox has built his career on bipartisan bridge building. His Disagree Better campaign, launched with Colorado's Democratic governor, aims to replace toxic rhetoric with respect. And to be clear, he is the Utah governor, the Republican Utah governor. Cox admits the incentives in politics push leaders toward division, not dignity, but he insists young Americans create a culture very different than what we're suffering through right now. What's the bottom line here? What's the real message? Republican Governor Cox of Utah is showing what real leadership looks like. He's trying to diffuse tensions in America. He's saying, let's calm down. He's suggesting you put down your phone and go spend time with your family. Go for a walk. This is great advice. This is exactly what more Americans need to hear right now. Not confirmation bias of, see, I told you those guys were awful and we got to go get them. Let's dig a little bit deeper here. So he says quite rightly that politics rewards rage. He's specifically trying to appeal to young Americans. And to his credit, he's not out getting clicks. He's not out raising money for his political action committee, talking about how he's going to go hunt people down who he thinks are inherently or innately violent. He's doing exactly the opposite. It's a shame more of our leaders in the United States don't follow the example of Republican Governor Spencer Cox of Utah. So I do want to give him credit. Quite often it's so easy to say all politicians are bums and all politicians are just selfish and trying to slither their way up the political pole, willing to say anything or do, and it's not true. And that's not a partisan thing. Those of you who watch this know I occasionally say good things about Democrats, and I am occasionally, as of today, right now, for example, saying good things about this particular Republican governor, Spencer Cox of Utah. There is something a little bit different about the brand of republicanism in the state of Utah. Now, it's heavily Republican. It's a heavily Mormon state, and Mormons do traditionally align themselves very, very heavily with the Republican Party. In fact, they're at one point in the history of that religion and the politics of Georgia, you could actually be excommunicated for supporting equal rights for women. But let's get back to today in 2025. Governor Spencer Cox is doing the right thing. He's asking people, take a breath. Let's de-escalate. Let's really ask ourselves, what kind of a country do we want to live in? And I should note, it's not just Governor Cox. It's the former Governor Huntsman, known as a real moderate. Mitt Romney, who actually won the Republican nomination for president in 2012, was the leader of the entire Republican Party, announced himself as severely conservative in that campaign, if you remember that from back 13 years ago. So he's by no means a liberal or even a moderate in terms of litmus test political issues. But Mitt Romney, by temperament, is someone who looked at facts, looked at all sides, did not instantly try to escalate tensions and hatreds among people. And I do think Mitt Romney is someone I do have a lot of respect for. And he felt like there was no longer a home for him in the modern Republican Party. And that and the fact that his age, he did ask himself, do I at 77 want to be in the Senate? Because that's how old he would have been if he'd run for re-election the last time up. And he decided to not run for re-election. He had concluded his level of public service in his lifetime and wanted to spend more time with his grandkids. And I'm sure after things like what happened in his state of Utah this week, I'm sure he's happier than ever not to be in public life. Romney famously, during his last few years in the Senate, when he was courageous enough to vote to impeach a criminal president, had to spend $5,000 a day for his own personal security guards because he was getting so many death threats. So that's the real problem we do face in America. I have a lot of sympathy for anyone in public life these days, and not just elected officials, but content creators who have a lot more following than I do. Once you get into the millions of views, the number of hate messages and worse and threats you get on a daily basis can be overwhelming. And typically people just ignore it. But after the most recent incident in Utah, a lot of people are not going to be ignoring it for quite some time. So what else can we really learn from this Utah governor? Don't take the cheap way. The easiest way to get more attention on your Twitter X account, on your Facebook account, is to double down on outrage, to double down on anger. You will get more attention. The algorithms for all these social media companies are programmed for maximum engagement, and the easiest way to get more engagement is to preach hatred, preach anger, to say, look, these people you and I don't like already, it turns out they're 1,000 times worse than we said. Look at this horrific thing they did. Let's all hate them even more. That is the easiest way to get more clicks, get more ad dollars, get more fans, more followers, more shares, and it is corroding society. And I respect and want to applaud Republican Governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, for using his bully pulpit at this moment when the whole world was looking at him to at least attempt to diffuse anger. I don't know that he succeeded. There's so many other loud voices out there, but he did what he could do. When he had the spotlight, he did the absolute best he could. And that's really all you can ask from anyone.